Hey, everybody, get ready for yet another Shifty Sunday broadcast where the fun never ends and you have an endless itchy balls that never seem to quit. I mean, yeah, could I use a powder? Sure, I could. But the powder itself would probably give me an infection because, I have diabetes. Hey everybody, welcome to Shifty Sunday. I'm your host, Hebro77, along with Keith's dad. We're going to get things fired up here right away. We're going to wait for some more people to crawl in here. But as you can see, hold on, let me read that comment. There's a comment just popped up there. Let me see what it is. It just now dropped in the notification. Wow. Yeah, so we'll just wait a few minutes. We got DD74. He's the first one in here. He's hanging out with us. So we'll let more notifications pop up and we'll see what happens. Tonight, Saji is unable to join us. But I've got there's a reason for that, and I got an explanation along with a little special message just for that here in 1 second, but I'm going to wait for Keith's dad to get back to get done with what he's doing. Keith's dad is filling in tonight for Saji. Well, Keith's dad.
I'm back. I'm listening.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, man. I like your new avatar tonight.
Yeah, I wonder where my inspiration for it comes from.
Yeah, I just wonder, what was that? Where did that come from? So, what did you think of my intro?
I liked it. I'm doing my best Saji impression.
Oh, okay. That's who that was. All right.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
Well, hey, you do the best you can with what you have to work with. I'm sure that can't be easy.
What do we have? What do we have going on tonight?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Hey, you know what? Last night, I'll tell you what, we nailed it, man, with that Star Wars stop motion marathon we had, man. I'll tell you what, we had it going on, and you were quite the trooper. You made it halfway through, and you're like, man, I can't do this.
Well, I did go back and watch it, and I realized that I made it pretty darn far. Yeah. Right, you said 59 minutes, but then I either you just played it all the way through, but it didn't feel like there was still 59 minutes left.
Mm-hmm. No, it went by pretty quickly. You made it up to the trash compactor thing, and then you went and chat. So I figure you might have seen the rest of it.
Yeah, I did. I watched a lot of it in chat. I really did. Mm-hmm. So I was laying down though. I laid down and just kind of just stopped talking. So yeah. That's what it was.
Well, I can't say I blame you. I laid down a couple times. I'm
sure we could tell you got a little distant at times.
Yeah. But I tried to, but there wasn't much talking to talk about. I mean, you're watching it and you kind of get involved in it, even though it is kind of Star Wars per beta, there's not really much change, but there is a lot of changes, especially like I put in my little essences, as I call them here and there. I do believe I'm not trying to pat my own back or whatever, but I don't know. Let me hear what you have to say.
Oh, about the Star Wars?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, I loved it because what I don't know how you do it, but you keep it all the same. Like you keep the words are the same, but you add a little flair to it, and it's pretty interesting. You know, like there were times where I'm like, oh, he's gonna say it, and sure enough, he straight up he does say it. You know, like I find your lack of faith disturbing. That's a famous scene. You know,
Sure.
and I don't know. I just found it interesting that you keep that kind of stuff in there.
But then I add some things too. It's like, what did, like, Luke is just straight up cussing in this version. Like, he just doesn't give a shit. Oh, I'm going to get that little son of a bitch. You know? What does he call R2D2 a little bastard or something?
Yeah, a few times. A few times he does.
That's just the way I felt about the character at times. Like, he is kind of a little asshole sometimes, you know?
I mean, he's what would be the term I would use? He's like a little child. You know, I think I mentioned
Oh,
that a couple of
yeah,
times.
true.
He was so whiny. You know, I remember in the movie, not just your version of it, but in the movie, in the first movie, I don't think he found his character right away
Mhm.
because he's not supposed to be that whiny.
Yeah, and you know, everyone complains. I said this last night, but everyone complains about Anakin and how whiny he was in the two films that he was in. But really, I mean, everyone seems to forget that Luke actually was that whiny, like in the first film.
Yeah, incredibly whiny. Like, but but I don't want to. I was gonna go do this, and
Yeah,
like, I mean, does it get any more annoying?
right. I was gonna go hang out with my friends. We were gonna go see the power converters or something like
Right? Yeah,
that.
so, something like that. He
Yeah.
was just so annoyed at that. My goodness, I got to do work. You mean? I mean, that's
Work.
craziness.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? We could talk all day about Star Wars, but I have a very special video, an announcement that I made earlier. And this is in tribute to Saji. So here it goes. I've actually already got the screen share ready. Can you believe it?
Oh my goodness. In fact, I gotta. Yeah, hold on. Uh, huh, huh. Okay. All right. What is that?
Huh?
Are you showing a figure?
Yes.
What is that?
Okay, this is Silverhawks. This is their boss. This is the boss of the Silverhawks. This is a message from him about Saji. Because Saji called him and told him, and then he told me. Like, Saji didn't even have enough balls to like call me directly. He had to call the boss of the Silverhawks, which I guess, you know, if you're gonna, I guess if you're gonna get a message that Saji's not going to be on the air, you might as well hear it from the boss of the Silverhawks. But still, I kind of wish I would have heard it from Saji. I'm kind of,
So you have a message from the boss of the Silverhawks from Saji.
yeah.
I mean, this has got to be good.
But here it goes.
Unfortunate.
Wait.
That seemed a little disturbing. I'm gonna have nightmares now.
Hold on. This isn't even. Hold on. I don't even have it at the beginning. What is wrong with me?
Said you can't be here tonight. Does it suck? Yes. Does it make me a little angry? Yes. Sad and confused? Yes. Is it his fault? No.
Is it his fault?
It's does seem like he has an awful lot of series of misunfortunate events. Oh well. We still have a show tonight because, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have Keith Stan with us. Not sure why I'm doing this as a recording and not actually, saying it right here live on the air using the power of my own microphone. But, no, well, I just thought it'd be funnier this way. Hey, pardon me, but do you have any Grey Poupon?
Why?
Grey Poupon almost like has the word poop in it.
Grey poop.
So,
God.
yeah, I'm not sure why the Silverhawks boss was referring to him like he was talking as me, but it happens sometimes. So there's that. I say we listen to it one more time just for prosperity's sake.
Yeah. In fact, I just want to point out that I only knew I was coming on like an hour ago. So
Yeah.
the fact that the boss knew well ahead of time seems like that there's a conspiracy going on, and I think we should look into that a little bit.
Oh yeah. But here he is again. Boy, does he sound like he just sounds a little pissed but hurt by it at the same time,
All right, let's do it.
One more time. Here we go.
Said you can't be here tonight. Does it suck? Yes.
Yes.
Does it make me a little angry? Yes.
Yes.
Does it make me sad and confused? Yes. Is it his fault? No.
Hold on. I like the fact that he does acknowledge that it's not his fault, by the way. But he's still, he's pissed.
Seem like he has an awful lot of series of misunfortunate events. Oh well. We still have a show tonight because, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have Keith Stan with
Like, how did he know that?
Not sure why I'm doing this as a recording and not actually,
Because you can't be here.
Right here live
I understand.
on the
You're the
air
boss. You have
using
things
the
to
power
do.
of my own microphone. But, no, well, I just thought
Oh wow.
here this way. Hey, pardon me, but do you have any Grey Poupon? You ever noticed that Grey Poupon almost like has the word poop in it?
Like Grey Poupon, I don't know. But anyway, jeez. That Silverhawks boss is he's nuts, dude.
I'll tell you, it would probably be a little bit more funny if I knew who that was, but I'll be honest, I don't know, which may make it even funnier. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure that's not his actual voice either. Like he had to disguise it, Like if you're going on Shifty Sunday, you gotta disguise your voice.
Oh yeah, I totally disguise my voice. I am actually a 60-year-old woman. If you guys didn't know.
Oh well.
This is me disguised.
I need to do more stuff like that though, Just have do an intro like that one day. Or do a shout out like that one day. Like, I don't know, try to guess who's gonna be on here. So we have DD74 and Michael Fontaine. You know, that kind of thing.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine. Hey, speaking of auto voices and Autobots and all that good shit, I got a question that's been bugging me for decades. This is like something that probably should have been addressed in the Michael Bay movies, but Transformers, right? You know Transformers, right?
I know Transformers, yes.
All right, cool. So we can talk about them.
Yes.
So they're an alien race from the planet Autotron or something, right? Oh, I'm sorry, not Autotron. Why did I say Autotron? What the fuck is the name of that planet? What? Oh man. I put it there in the hangouts. What I called it. Something Tron.
Man. Let me look it up. Let me see. What
Yeah.
You called it
something Tron no. No, that guy. All right. Cybertron. Thank you. Hey, we got bone breaking action in here.
Cybertron.
Miss Connie Joe. She says, "Hey, I am a 60-year-old woman. That's what's wrong with that? Don't get me some up there and kick some Yankee butt."
Wait, what was wrong with what I said?
I don't know, man. She apparently had an issue with it.
With me hiding who I really am?
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
But yeah, so these are an alien race. They come from Cybertron, right?
Yeah.
They've been around, like supposedly they came to Earth like millions of years ago or something. Okay, so in the cartoon and in the movies, all we see them as is giant robots. Like they're either like the song goes, you know, robots in the skies.
Right.
So my question is, why do they have to be robots? Like, why do they have to be like giant? Like, why do they have to be trucks, cars, automobiles of any kind, like airplanes or just any kind of thing like that? What were they when they were here on Earth, like so many years ago, before cars even existed? What were they then? Were they dinosaurs?
I thought they answered that question.
Okay.
Did they not answer that question?
No, sir.
So they are actually nothingness. They are just robots, but they have the ability to adapt to kind of camouflage themselves.
Oh.
Right, because if I remember like bad guy Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
Megatron initially in the movies, anyway, was not a whatever the heck he actually is. What is he? A disco box? What or stereo?
No.
What?
No. Megatron and I think in the movies, I think he's like a plane or something. But in the actual like the cartoons, he's a gun. Like he's a
gun, right?
Yeah.
He is a gun. Yeah. Yes.
So,
but yeah, in the yes. So in the movies, they show a few of them that are just like they're just basic at the moment.
mm-hmm.
And then they get whatever they turn into. So I don't know. I thought a lot of them were new. I think it depends on what movie you watch. I don't think the cartoons answer that question at all.
No. They're just robots in disguise. They're just all like either Autobots or Decepticons, right?
Yeah.
So an Autobot, like you think about an auto, you think about cars, first of all, when you think about auto. But also, I guess you could think about auto, like some automatic, I guess.
Right.
The term auto could also mean that. Be short for that. Right? But like, okay, so do they have to be these giant sized things that are here on Earth? Is what I'm getting at. Like, I think their true form isn't actually giant. Like, it's like really small and tiny, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the machine. So there's a machine. Like what was that? I want to say it was a cube. The spark, right?
Yeah, the spark. Yeah.
So the spark could turn normal objects into transformers.
Ah.
Which that's how they made the that wasn't what didn't like Megatron make one to make that spy, the little mini.
Yeah,
I think it was just
little boom box.
The little boombox guy, yeah.
Which I had that boombox guy when I was little.
Oh yeah, me too. Because he had a disc guy as well.
Mm-hmm.
That would fit into him.
Yeah, he had a tape player, and if I'm not mistaken, he came with a tape that you could actually play.
Oh, I don't know if you can actually play him.
Oh, but I seem to remember there was a tape that came with him that you could actually, or maybe that was order. Maybe it was like you get so many points, like you could actually order one or something. Because I know there was like Transformers on tape, just like anything else back then in the 80s. You know.
Right. Oh no. I mean, everything was on tape back then.
Yeah. So what was Boombox's name? He had a name. It wasn't Ghetto Blaster or anything like that.
Ghetto Blaster.
That would be kind of sound. Was it Soundwave?
That sounds like a really bad hooker name.
Ghetto Blaster. Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's what they used to call those things. The before they were called boom boxes, they were called Ghetto Blasters.
Is that really what they were called? I have no idea. Yeah. I've never heard them called anything but boom box. I didn't even think they existed prior to being boom boxes.
Oh yeah.
How?
They were just, I don't know.
What did they play? Records? What?
No. I mean, they still played tapes, but they were called Ghetto Blasters. Because because they got the name from like people in the ghetto mostly played them and they would blast them like really loud.
Well, I do recall ghetto having a very different meaning back in the day. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's similar but different. Ghetto used to mean very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, it's kind of got that, but it's kind of taken on it's a legitimate place to be.
What was it? Ghetto, like just like today, even back then, even was like just another term used for like the slums or the low cost income housing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, get my Ghetto Blaster and some cardboard. Yeah, see, good old bulb breaking action. He knows what I'm talking about. Ghetto Blaster. Because I think there was a difference. Like, it depended on where you were at, like what region. In certain regions, they were called boom boxes. In other regions, they were Ghetto Blasters. Oh no, you can look it up if you want.
Is that like soda and pop?
Yeah, kind of like that. You know, what's funny? And like I did this to prove my point one day is I got out a can of soda and it said soda on the can. It was like the name soda's on the can. So why? I don't ever recall saying pop on the can. But I know in Chicago and another like various states and stuff like that, that's like a thing. Like that's a big argument, right? That's like you go to certain areas and they're like, "What do you mean that it's soda. We don't say soda. What the hell you talking about, boy? We call that pop here, mother. You know. And then in like some places they even just say Coke. Like you go someplace and you're like, I want. They're like, they'll be like, I want a Coke. Let's go get a Coke, man. And you're like, well, I don't want Coke. I want a Pepsi or something. Like, no, Coke. You know, that's just what we call all soda. It's like, wait a minute, you just said soda.
I remember so I used to live in Minnesota for a bit when they called everything pop there. And then I want to say, well, in New England, I mean, we just call it soda. It's soda. But there was a place, I think it's South Carolina, where they call everything Pepsi.
Really?
Every drink is called Pepsi because that's where there's like a big Pepsi plant.
Mm.
And so I think that's where it comes from.
Wow, I never heard of that. I've heard of the whole Coke thing. You know, like go get a Coke, yo. Like, well, no, I don't want a Coke. I want a Sprite. No, Coke. You know, Coke is just another name for soda. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay.
I know what you are saying.
Right. Yeah. But by the way, I don't know if everyone in this room's aware of it or not, but there is a new Mandela family video out there. And I got to say, besides the fact there's probably too much woods noise, like it's too loud, I think it was pretty decent if I don't say so myself.
I didn't think it was too loud.
Oh, okay, good.
I was wondering what He-Man was exactly trying to accomplish, or what you were trying to accomplish by the jumping one whole level, other than letting everyone know that there is no ladder to that level.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing. Like this place that doesn't make sense, like in sense of logic, like how they get from level to level. That's basically the joke there, is like when the toy designers, when they come out with these play sets, like there really is no logic. Like I'll give you an example. Like back in the 80s when they came out with like Ghostbuster Headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ghostbuster Headquarters has 3 levels, right? You got the basement, which is where the Ecto-1 is parked, and then you got the sub level, which is on top, which is where the bookcase is. And then you got the very top level, which I'm assuming that's where they wanted you to put their beds at, because that's where I do have their beds at.
Right.
But and then there's, of course, you got the fire pole, which is a way to get down there. There's no way up. There's no stairs. How the fuck did they get up there? unless, and this is my theory, that thing that spins down. You know, you get that red thing that's on the fire pole that you spin down from. What if that's sort of like a turbo lift, and they step on it and it shoots them up? You know what I'm saying? Like
they're using like hydraulics to.
Yeah.
All right.
That was my only logic. Even as a kid, I knew that was stupid. Like I was like, oh, okay. How they get up here? I guess we used to do pretend stairs, but it was just ridiculous. It really was. So that was the joke there. Like he's jumping trying to get to that. And also there's a joke in there. I don't know if you caught it or not, but the placement of the ladder, like right where the ladder is like right where the throne chair is. Like you go up the ladder.
Oh yeah, and the chair's right there. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, like, you even had someone there when you were mentioning it.
Yeah. Like, okay, so my face when I get to the top of this ladder is
not really in the greatest of positions.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, so now I have to do this thing where I twerk my body over to the other side around the chair. Man, that is impossible for anyone, let alone being like at the top of, like, have you ever been at the top of a ladder? They tell you not to go at the top of a ladder, you know? That step there, they say, do not use this step, you know? So, I mean, granted, it's a wooden ladder, but shit, man. Why they put it right there where you're climbing it and your head's going to be positioned almost like right center with their crotch, you know? Like, what the hell?
I mean, is there really no other place to put a ladder? Like,
I know.
is that what we're made to believe?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, they could have moved it over. Well,
I mean,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Maybe because this is the Castle Grayskull, which isn't
Mm-hmm.
this is where Skeletor is, right? Isn't this where Skeletor is?
Well, no.
Technically, Skeletor doesn't live in Castle. Doesn't.
No.
That's not.
No.
Oh, I thought
No.
Skeletor lived in Castle Grayskull.
No, he's always constant. That's the whole deal is like he's always constantly trying to break into it.
Oh.
But anyhow, go ahead, man.
Oh, well, I mean, it doesn't really work if that's not what it was.
No. And that's what's so confusing. What confuses people is it's like it's Castle Grayskull, the skull. You know, it's like, wouldn't that be his? Yeah, you would think so.
So who lives there?
The sorceress.
The sorcerer. Okay, so maybe the sorceress, just wants people to, stare in her junk when she, when they climb the ladder. I mean, what else could it be?
Well, here's the other thing I thought of just now when we're talking about this. First of all, let me address this comment. Eddie Von Keen, you listen to me right now, bro. It's not a Star Trek night, but if you keep those words up, we'll turn it into one.
Oh, right. What's he saying?
So don't you even.
We gonna go Star Trek? All right,
we're gonna go full-blown Star Trek on Shifty Sunday. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We can't do that on Shifty Sunday. That would ruin the whole format of the show. It's not the way we roll here on Shifty Sunday. It's not the way we do things. It's not the way things are happening. We talk about in-depth conversations and we talk about space, time, ghost, spiritual stuff, all that stuff, but definitely not Star Trek, not ever, never.
I mean, I was talking in the pre area. I was talking how we were watching a few episodes, and I was getting. I was just remembering how good certain episodes actually were.
Oh, but we'll circle back to that. Let me get back to what I was saying about the position of the ladder, and it's like, that's a Grayskull. Real stuff. Because we have in-depth conversations. But no, like, here's what I just thought of, like, when you were talking about that, is like, okay, so there's only really two places you can put the ladder. Like, you can put it there where the throne is, or you can put it right there where the... I'm losing the internet. Am I still talking?
Yep, you're still talking.
Okay. So we will have an 18th night some night, I promise.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if you lose internet and it's just me, you're not going to come back to any subscribers. I'm going to just so full on warning. No, I'm joking. I will do my best to keep things moving. Although we will probably be talking about Star Trek.
Oh yeah. But no, so the other place to put that ladder is square dab right where the trap door is.
Oh.
And so it's like, well, actually they kind of have a good point, but they don't have a good point. because you can get up there, you know, God dang it, you can get up there where the trap door is and not fall through it. I mean, they don't know that.
Right, because it's a trap door. It's nothing until you move the seat.
Right. Which is what Saji was surprised about when she moved it and it didn't happen.
Yeah, why did she move the seat and the trap door didn't fall?
I don't know, man. There was like some kind of glitch there. Seriously, I don't know. It was just lucky timing, I guess.
A glitch in the matrix.
Exactly.
And then
But
you can't open the door from, that was another thing. You can't open the door from the inside.
Yeah, no, there's no way to open it. I tried like a billion times. There's like a little latch, and that latch only gets triggered when He-Man's sword goes in from the outside.
So this is straight up a prison torture castle.
Yeah. Basically, you there's only one way up the elevator, and it always fucks up. Like it's always like crushing your legs or something. And then like the ladder, which goes straight to the throne, so you're always going to be in someone's crotch, or it can go straight to the trap door, which when released, you fall into a monsters, which are just monsters on a sticker, but still, yeah, you're right. It's just it's a death trap, man.
Yeah, it's like it's like a roach motel, aka Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
You go in, but you can't go out, and
Right.
everything is trying to kill you, even the elevator.
Yeah, man. I don't know what is up with that elevator. Why they didn't put pegs, like foot pegs on there? I don't know. And the other thing is the top levels. I'm going to have to take a better look at that. I think there actually is spots where you can put that ladder to get to those top levels.
Yep.
But I don't know. But it's like that with the old one too. You really can't get to the top levels unless you jump. You got to jump up there, or unless you're Stratos and you fly up there. Do you know who Stratos is?
No.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why you were like you were deadly silent, man. Well, we're gonna have to educate you on that stuff. We're gonna have to go back and play some of my stop motion He-Man movies.
Yeah, but there's I mean, I don't know if I could ever there's like 100 different He-Man characters, and like He-Man's notorious for not being like anything. It's like everything. You got steampunk, you got Conan the Barbarian people, you got space age lasers. I mean, they got everything.
What was kind of cool about it is like they took, like you said, a little bit of everything. They took almost like Knights of the Round Table and mixed them with Conan the Barbarian and kind of like Caveman and kind of like sci-fi with technology, computers, but they still use like Stone Age weapons and swords and shit like that. It's like everything combined.
It's like what do you call it? The island of misfit toys, only He-Man style.
Yeah, it's like they took a bunch of things, like a bunch of like the coolest things that you could possibly imagine, right?
Yeah.
Sci-fi and knights and Dungeons and Dragons, just tossed it all in the blender and just made like this cool Masters Universe movie. I don't know how else to explain it.
Well,
what's up? What's going on?
No, I'm glad I'm glad somebody's into it, because I used to be into He-Man, and then I don't know what happened. I guess I just lost it over. I mean, because I remember I used to watch it all the time. Not G.I. Joe so much, but definitely He-Man I was huge into. I had a Castle Grayskull at one point. But then I got into, you know what it was? I got into the old Japanese animation. Like Akira, Vampire Hunter D, those kind of things. And so I kind of got out of it. I kind of got out of the He-Man stuff, the English cartoons.
Well,
I blame my big brother.
That's what happened to me with Ninja Turtles. Like I was into He-Man. I was into G.I. Joe. I was into, Transformers. Hold on, my sock itches.
Sock itches.
Yeah. Just okay. Right there. I'm done. All right, but no, but like, and then when Ninja Turtles came out, like, I don't know how to explain this. I was too old for toys, but I was too young to be too old for things. Like I was right at that age where I was kind of growing out of little kid stuff, but I was still kind of there where I could still enjoy it, So I did like Ninja Turtles. I switched everything else off and watched Ninja Turtles for a while, and I even collected the toys even though I was too old for it. You know what I did? You know what I did at one time? Is like I would use these excuses. Like I'd go to it was KB Toys at the time. That's what we had was KB Toys. We never had Toys R Us until later, till like the late 90s. And then like I'd go in there. Oh, this is for because I only had sisters. I was like, oh, this is for my little sister. Oh, this is for my little cousin, or it's their birthday or something like that. Like I'd always use that excuse. I'd bring the toys up to the counter. Yeah, this totally is not for me, And now it's the opposite. Now that collectors are like, they're huge. Like they come out into the world as collector geeks, they're just like, they're the epitome of cool. Like when cool back then was like Fonzie in the jacket and smoking cool cigarettes, and all that stuff. Now today it's like collecting action figures, it's the cool thing, the geeking community, But now I just go up to that counter proudly, go, look, I got a vintage, or I got a one of a kind, blah, blah, blah. It's like you do it proudly now out in the open. But back then, man, if you wanted to collect a toy or get a toy or something like that, you did it in private, almost like you get your trench coat on, the fake nose and glasses, and go in there.
I'm seeing something. And I mean, this is this in comments, by the way. One is going to Honest Hunter Hayden. Real quick, I believe that is a legitimate critique. You could use some more babes in the Mandela family videos. Of course, we could use them in the comments section here in chat too, which is where most of the ideas for the Mandela affected family come from. So there's that. And what's this about Kirk being the GOAT? Kirk is not the GOAT. No, I mean, honestly, I would say Picard is the GOAT, but to be completely honest, I think Archer's the GOAT.
How so?
Well, because Archer made all the rules everyone else follows. He pretty much is the first, Federation captain per se. He followed many of these rules without even having them as rules. In a few of the episodes, they talk about the first the oh my goodness, why can't I think of it? The first general order, the first contact, and
sorry, I'm reading Bone Breaking Actions comment. Oh, yeah. Exactly right. Yes, I used to do that too, man. I had this friend that like I paid him to get me a couple of his brother's Batman figures. Because
you didn't want to be you didn't want people to know you got the new Turtles.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's so funny, but
Oh,
true,
good
so
God.
true. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, that I think I was just about done. Oh yeah, because he just he's the original. I mean, he's not the original, but he when it came to how he captained, he's really the and he played it as the staple of all other captains going forward. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I remember the big Kirk Picard, who was
Oh
better
yeah, that
back
was a
then.
huge thing. That was even put in the Weird Al video where he's like, "Do I like Kirk? Do I like Picard?" It's a
White
conundrum.
and nerdy.
Yeah, white and nerdy.
Yep.
That was a huge thing. I mean, that was a big to do. That was a big fight back in the day. Like Kirk and Picard, they would get in the bras over that shit back in the day. Do you remember that?
Yes. Oh, they get into fights big
Yeah.
time.
We ain't talking about Captain Pike.
Yeah. I mean,
No.
Captain Pike wasn't really in there very much. He wasn't bad, but I mean, there's just not you don't know enough about Captain Pike. I bet you we can all agree, right?
Well, I was talking about the Discovery in the Discovery universe. Like we know a lot more about him in the Discovery universe, but I'd rather just pretend Discovery didn't happen.
No, we can't. We can't pretend Discovery is not happening. Still happening. Currently happening.
Oh, no, please don't tell
Currently.
me. No.
To this day, it is happening. The Michael Burnham story.
Please tell me it's all of one of Q's clever tricks.
I mean, I hope so.
Okay, go ahead, man. About Picard, Kirk. Well, see, the thing is about Picard and Kirk is like there's so much of a difference. I mean, Picard is the diplomatic captain. He's the guy that he doesn't mess around so much. Like he's non-jokeful. Like he's not like Mr. Manager from Walmart that jokes around with you and laughs with you. And when you do something bad, he's like, it's okay, man. Just don't do it again. He's not that guy. But Kirk was more that guy.
He played around with you.
Yeah. He's like, and he was always getting the ladies, and stuff like that. And he took his job serious. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, he wasn't diplomatic. Like he wanted to. Well, hell, he showed that alien race the freaking Constitution.
Right. Hey, can we all agree that when it comes to the greatest captains of the Federation, that it is definitely not Janeway? Can we just agree that definitely
she got them all lost?
definitely not Janeway. In fact,
that was supposed to be like the first female captain, although she wasn't. It was the what's her name in that episode, Yesterday's Enterprise, technically, but supposedly that they don't know that happened, so it doesn't really count so much. But she was the first female captain. She gets them all freaking lost. What the hell, guys? Oh God! All right. One more thing though.
No, go for it, because I'm still on this too.
Because but then is it just me, or is every time like a woman pilots the Enterprise, she ends up crashing it? I mean, Troy had it that one time. That's all it took. She crashed it.
I mean, Picard has blown up the Enterprise or had quite a few times. In fact, wasn't there one like Groundhog's Day where they just kept dying?
Yeah, they kept getting. That's true. Yeah, but Picard would put the ship like on auto destruct, but he never actually like crashed it. You know what I mean? Like blew it up, because when he was blowing it up, it wasn't a real thing. Like they'd go right back to status quo and it'd be okay again.
Here's one for you. Here, I'm going to throw this out for you, right? What
Okay.
about Captain Shran? Now, you might not know who Captain Shran was. Captain, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Thylek Shran, right? He was a captain of the Endorian spaceship, right? If you remember, he was an Enterprise. He's actually had many characters. He was in Deep Space Nine. He was Wayuns. Oof, I forget. Brunt. I think his name was Brunt. He was the leader. He was like one of the leaders of the Dominion. But then he came back and he was the Endorian Thylek Shran captain of the Endorians, and he was so angry all the time. But he was such a badass character, and I would have loved to serve under him because he was so emotional. I never thought Endorians were so emotional until watching Enterprise. Yeah, Remember Me. Oh, wait, Remember Me was it was the Mandela type. That was the one we just watched that.
Yeah, I'd like that. I mean, I don't like
That-
it, but I do like it.
That was the Crusher episode.
I'll give
Right.
you a couple of reasons why I didn't like it. The number one reason, it brings back the Traveler, like he comes back, and the second reason is like so many times that could have been avoided. Like she could have just let herself get sucked in that vortex, and that would have ended the episode right there and then. Right? Of course, she didn't know that at the time, but it just so like there's times where she's not around the guys who are there, and all of these guys are creations of her own, like memories, right? Like they're not real. I mean, they are real, but they're of her own memories, and that's why she's seeing everyone. And the reason why she's seeing them disappear is because at the beginning of the episode, in her mind, she was thinking about the old guy, the old doctor guy that comes on there. He says, "Yeah, my friends just keep disappearing and disappearing." And she's like, "Oh man, I hope none of my people like get old like that and they don't disappear on me like that," or something to that effect, right? So when she gets caught in that warp bubble, it's she creates her own universe. So in a way, it is sort of like a Mandela effect type of deal where she's created her own universe in her mind. But here's the problem I have is oftentimes when she's not in the room with the characters that she has created in her own mind, we see them interacting with each other. Like when she leaves the bridge and the doors are closed, the guys are still talking to each other. So I mean, it's not like so that kind of just confuses the hell out of me right there. Like, wait a minute. So if these guys are created in her own mind, then how is it that they're still holding conversations amongst themselves and that sort of thing? I just don't.
I
don't
also think it took entirely too long for her to figure out what was going on.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it got down to the last person.
yeah, I mean, she didn't even know Picard. She wanted to put his life signs up, and she still didn't figure it out. Heck, she's after every single character was gone, she started having conversations with the computer.
Yeah,
She caught the computer, in a circle, and it's like, well, I mean, you knew you were going to do that. Why even bother? You know what's going on. We've been dealing with this for 45 minutes. Why do you got to get a gotcha moment on the computer? What are you trying to prove to the computer? You're the only one left.
right. Aha.
Yeah, why? What's with the aha moment with the computer? Man, I gotta put somebody down, and there's no one else here. Computer, answer me this. Right? I mean, like that's what she does.
Oh, you know what I just thought of, man? I was thinking about this last night or night before. Is like, about like almost 80% of the time, like their computer solves their problems for them. Like we were talking about technology and how I was talking about how it's detrimental to humans and stuff like that, and it's blah blah blah. But about 90% of the time when they have a problem, they're like, okay, computer, if I do this or this or that, then how do I do this or that and that? And a lot of the times, instead of them like figuring out in their own head, like a lot of times the computer figures out their problems for them. Not that they don't have to configure or do like a point something percentage of their own like configurings, but a lot of times the computer will come out with a solution that sort of solves the problem for them.
And you know what? That's not even sci-fi.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, we do that constantly. Heck, we have technology now that basically we do the exact same thing. The computer of the Enterprise is in my house right now. You know, we call it Alexa. You know, many times I ask Alexa stuff, and I actually had to mute her just so I could say her name. By the way, so I ask her stuff all the time. You know, she. I don't even know how to put it, but she solves a bunch of stuff. You know, finding out not just what the weather's going to be like, but sometimes I even ask her to like add two numbers together. I mean, just
yeah, I mean that's right here on our very own show. How many times have we gone to Google just to look stuff up? You know, I mean, it's there. The technology is there for us to do that. It's at our fingertips, much the same way the computer was in Star Trek Next Generation or Star Trek whatever. You know.
Yeah, they're constantly like what was that what's the is it called the Devil's Due episode, which
Devil's
was
Due.
that was a fun
that chick from Devil's Due.
Yeah, that was a fun episode.
That's cool.
That was the computer, you know, finding things. You know, that when they were looking at a blank space in the northern poles or something like that, and they had to like do a bunch of filters. They just talked to it. Heck, Geordi made a whole holodeck program last season in season 3. You remember that?
Yeah,
with the girl he fell in love with.
Oh, my favorite thing is like when she returns and then she finds his program. It's almost like, you know, when you have a girlfriend and she finds like your search history on your phone.
Yeah,
who's this? Who, you know?
that was both awkward and awesome at the same time, because there was now two of them standing next to each other, which is funny because it goes back to when he first made the personality of her. He said that there was a 10% deviation, which I mean is perfect, because that part of that 10% was she's married.
Yeah.
But it got close. It got her personality pretty darn close. But yeah, it missed quite a few things. Yeah, I'm glad she came back for
that. Or not spaghetti, Italian food.
Yeah. That was too funny.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, man. Oh, speaking of noodles, I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on, my ear. Ow, my ear. Okay.
Noodles.
Yeah, I don't. Well, her like an Italian, and then she's like, "Wait till I fix you my special whatever the hell she said."
Oh, right.
Italian. But like, I bought these noodles from an Indian store. Well, it's an international food store, but it's run by Indians. I don't mean like Indians like he wah 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 he wah wah wah, but I mean like Indians like, you know, India, from India.
Yes.
And I don't know if that was probably bad. I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, yeah, they're from India, and which reminds me of their Star Trek episode we'll get into here in a minute. But it's like, so I get these noodles, I get them home, and it's been like a week or so. And I decided today, I'm like, oh, I'm going to cook these noodles. They look pretty awesome. So I start cooking them. And right away, after they start cooking for a while, I noticed they had like a funny odor to them. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's the garlic, because they did have garlic infused into them. I was like, okay, well, just see what happens. So I cooked them all the way through, and then I put all my fixings on them, you know, like your broccoli and your shrimp and whatnot. So I put all that on there. And then I get over to my table and I start eating on them. I'm like, these kind of taste a little funny too. I'm like, they didn't have a garlic taste to them either. It was weird. And I was like, wait a minute, let me stop eating these damn things and go check the date on. I had some kind of suspicion that they might have been not right or something. So I went and checked the date, and sure enough, goddamn, if I'm not just fucking just, it was gonna kill me. It said expiration date October 2020. And I'm like, are you even kidding me right now? These noodles, these egg noodles, by the way, are 6 months expired. I'm like, oh hell no. I am
What?
gonna, yeah.
How, I don't. How do noodles expire?
Oh yeah, they expire, dude. They do.
I've never had noodles long enough for them to expire. I don't know.
Well, they do. A lot of times they'll get mold on them though. But what I don't know. I looked something up and they said it wasn't that bad if they did expire a little bit. But this is they've had these on the shelf from 2018. Like that's when they were manufactured, 2018. And their expiration date was October of 2020. I'm like, dude, these things expired 6 months ago. What the fudge?
You know what's funny is I used to work for
But
okay.
Oh no, just one more thing I want to add that. Yeah, I know that like you can go past the expiration date and stuff like that and you're fine. And I think you can with noodles for like a long time. But I mean, these had a funny smell to them and stuff. So it's like, plus they were kind of discolored, which I didn't notice that. I just thought that was their color. But anyway, yeah, that I threw whatever food I could salvage. I picked it out of the noodles and put it in a different bowl. And then I took those noodles and dumped them right in my freaking garden. Because I mean, yeah, I'm not taking any chances, dude. I'm really not. So
Trying to grow more noodles.
there, yeah. Well, maybe there's some wheat seed in there somewhere. They are that old,
So, talking about expiration dates, I don't know if you guys know, but I am actually a certified food quality control specialist of sorts with the USDA, and I can tell you some funny things when it comes with expiration dates. Some expiration dates, absolutely. In fact, a lot of times meat and milk, the expiration dates. Expiration. I'm not talking about use by or best by, but actual expiration
Use
dates.
by Best Buy is just what they have to technically put on there.
Yeah.
That's when they have to sell them by.
Those tend to be important, especially like milk, unless you freeze it. I mean, we all know milk.
Hold on. Put your finger on the button 1 second. Hold on. You can freeze milk?
Sure.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah.
How long? Well, I mean, I know you could freeze it, but I didn't think you could. Like, it's still good.
Why wouldn't it be? I mean,
I don't know.
Ice cream is made of milk.
That's true. But I just never really thought of the concept of freezing milk.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you throw a gallon in your freezer and it's going to explode. So don't do that.
Right.
But technically, it'll expand and it'll explode.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you could freeze it. It'll last if you have a special way of freezing it. But I worked for a company that what they did was military meals and stuff like that. They did some technology sort of like
MREs?
that. What? MREs, yeah.
Yeah.
But what they did was they had they would take broths and stuff, chicken broths, and it was pretty unique that they had an industrial sized microwave, which is surprising that many companies don't use. This is new technology, literally just taking your microwave, making it a whole lot bigger, and they would pass the liquids through the microwave. It kills, it sterilizes the food, because that usually doesn't happen. You don't usually sterilize food.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you or anything, but Milo Fire says expiration dates matter. Hashtag expiration.
Expiration dates matter. But if you can sterilize the food, then it will not go bad. Like the only time it'll go bad is when it starts breaking down molecularly, which is a long time. But we used to throw you could throw any liquid you wanted, and we threw milk through the through this machine, and we packaged it, and technically this milk had a 30-year expiration date.
Wow.
I mean, it was a crazy amount. However, according to US standards, we could not put more than a year on it. So we had to say that it expired within the next year. But technically it was sterile. So it was not going to go bad. It just doesn't. Yogurt a year expired and it was okay. Well, that one's touchy because yogurt actually contains live bacteria, and so that they grow. I don't know how that would be touchy for me. When you have cultures, I'd probably go with the expiration date on that one.
Well, it's kind of weird. It's like certain cheeses are kind of like that, like your dry cheeses that you hang up and stuff like that don't need to be refrigerated, like Parmesan cheese. Like Parmesan cheese in its purest form, not the kind that you buy in the store from a can, but like Parmesan cheese in its purest form, like you can leave that out of your fridge. It does not need to be refrigerated. And in fact, it will live well past its expiration date. Like it almost never expires.
Yeah, I believe it.
And the same thing with dried meats like salami and stuff like that. But
yeah, I worked for a company that made salamis, and I'll be honest, that process of making them, don't get me wrong, I love salami, I love prosciutto, I love all that. The process to make them is so gross.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, salami, the reason why salami is so safe is because it is so riddled with mold, nothing else can grow on it. But it's good mold. It's not bad mold. It's good mold. But that's how they do it. They by the water content and how much mold is already on it. That's why it's safe.
But I have had instance of salami going moldy.
Oh no, it sure will.
I think reason being is because I refrigerated it. I sliced it open. I cracked open it. I exposed it to oxygen, so to speak. And
you added moisture. Yeah.
Added moisture. There you go. So yeah, but Grandpa was telling me this about like when he was in the army, and his mom would ship, and she would ship him salami. It would be, I don't know, a long time, and it would stay good for like a really long time when she would ship it to him.
The salami that we used to make, we actually didn't even, when we packaged it to sell it, we didn't even wash it. We would rinse the mold that was on it off, but just rinse it. We would never wash it or scrape any of the mold off. We just rinsed the mold and wiped it, and then we would package it up or slice it and send it off. It's the most weirdest process. You would never consider eating something like this, watching it being made.
Right. But it tastes delicious.
Yeah. I mean, if you prosciutto is literally like a leg hanging upside down. It's got a lot of salt on it, which is what, stops the bacteria, but it's literally hanging in room temperature for 9 months. 9 months, just room temperature. All right. Well, that's what we're doing now, and then we're going to eat it.
In fact, they would say, store in cool, dry place. So yeah, Yeah, that's what we're doing now. We're eating stuff that's 9 months old.
Pepperoni is actually the only salami that's really not salami.
Right.
Because pepperoni's cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time. Most of the time, pepperoni is a cooked. It actually reaches the 165 degrees or whatever it is. But yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of your grocery stores like Walmart or Kroger or something like that, they will try to pass off certain salamis. Like they'll try to like non-processed salamis, cooked salamis, I guess you would call them, like pepperoni.
Yeah.
They'll try to pass off pepperoni as salami, but it's not really salami like you would get. Like if you got actual real salami that was imported from Italy or some other country, it's the real stuff. It's actually 20 times, 100 times better than that shit they try to sell you in the deli. I'm just saying
Oh,
for me, for my book.
big
And
time. Unless it's boar's head.
unless it's what?
Boar's head. I
Oh,
can tell
yeah.
you for a fact that boar's head meat is and a lot of times, when you get generic stuff, I'm a big thing of generic is fine for 99% of the times, as long as it's not Cheerios, that those Tastios
Yeah.
that's garbage. Cheerios is way better. But for the most part, like generic peanut butter, generic, I'm perfectly fine with it. But not with meats. With meats, especially boar's head, we used to give the prime cuts of everything would go boar's head, and then everything else would be generic. So boar's head always got the best of the meat that we had when we did it. What state consumes the most spam? Like 90% of it made? Hawaii. I know that answer right away. Hawaii. I mean, I don't even have to look it up. I know it's Hawaii.
Speaking
They,
of Hawaii, I'll be right back. Go ahead and talk among
okay.
yourselves.
Eddie, confirm it for me. Confirm it's Hawaii because it can't not be Hawaii. Those guys love spam over there. It deals with World War II because in World War II we were a little cut off with supply chains, and so we used to send a whole lot of spam over there, and it just became part of their thing. I once had a when I was talking with the Mormons, the elders here, one of the elders was from Hawaii, and he used to make some sort of like spam sandwich, not sandwich, but I forget but it was some sort of spam dish, and I ate it. Why not? I mean, it's not bad, but I'll tell you what, it wasn't the greatest thing in the world.
No, I'm going to tell you, World War II actually launched a lot of canned goods and stuff like that. Like I saw a documentary not too long ago. Like they would actually, they signed, like the military signed a contract with Chef Boyardee, and that's when you first got like your canned raviolis. It was the first time they did it, and that actually didn't take off until they signed that contract. And they actually, during World War II, they would ship a lot of, like in your mess kit, there would be like a can of raviolis, and there would be that can of spam that you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
like the little can of spam, and then like a couple of other canned goods that you could eat right out there in the field, and you didn't have to like heat them up or use like a you know whatchamadoodle or anything, but it was right there in the mess kits. Is, if I'm not mistaken, that's the documentary I saw anyway. But that
Yeah,
didn't really take off.
yeah. When it comes with me, well, first of all, when it comes to World War II, man, I have so many things to say now.
Mm.
When it comes to World War II changed the world so significantly in so many areas, some good, some bad. I'm not just talking about, oh yeah, people died and which is serious, by the way.
Mhm.
And we learned not to do that again. But I mean, specifically, I know you guys know I do cast iron too, and cast iron has never been the same since World War II. It was so much higher quality prior to World War II than it is today. It still kind of works the same, but there's quite a big difference between pre-World War II and post-World War II cast iron cookware. Really cast iron in general. The only soda produced in America during World War II. I mean, Coke. Yes.
No Coke, really?
RC Cola.
I would think Coke, because they always had, like, during World War II, they'd always show like Coke advertisements and stuff.
Not RC Cola. I have no idea.
But getting back to World War II real quick is like, we had to make like cheap aluminum type products and stuff like that because metal was so expensive, because we were using it on all our bombs and stuff. And there was like that whole, buy bell bonds and all that stuff. I'm not bell bonds, bell bonds. What am I thinking? What is buy
war
bonds? War bonds. So there was that whole campaign about saving your scrap metal and all that stuff. So scrap metal wasn't the easiest thing to get a hold of back in those days. So you got to remember, that's another thing that came out of World War II was cheap aluminum cans.
Yeah. In fact, heck, if I recall, Monopoly, even during World War II, Monopoly switched to wooden figures, like little paper cutouts instead of its normal aluminum pieces.
Yeah.
That's a collector's item nowadays.
Oh yeah, the little wooden dudes.
Yeah, the little.
Yeah, because they used to have like little metal pieces. That's right. Well, I mean, we do now, but I mean,
Right. Yeah.
Dr. Pepper.
I mean,
it pepped them up for real. Like it really had stuff in there that,
just like it pepped them up. Well, Dr. Pepper that was the weirdest thing, and we might have talked about this before, is the whole, I want to say it's a Mandela. If there's a Mandela, it's Dr. Pepper, because I always thought Dr. Pepper was a Coke product. My wife always thought it was a Pepsi product, and it's neither. It doesn't belong to Coke or Pepsi.
Yeah. I remember us talking about that. I would have thought it was a Pepsi product.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was a Coke product. I don't know why.
I think Mr. Pibb, isn't Mr. Pibb Coca-Cola?
Could be.
Because if it's not, then that's a Mandela effect for me, my friend. What do you mean it's not Coca-Cola, it's rice? What?
I know Dr. Thunder is Walmart. That's all I know.
I thought Mr. Pibb was Coke. Thank you, Eddie Von Keen, the real one. But I thought certainly Coke was still around during World War II. I mean, hold on. I got to look this up. Computer, was Coke still around during World War II? Oh, wait. I have to type it in.
Alexa, did they sell Coke during World War II?
I don't know that one.
Oh.
Huh? What?
Alexa, when was Coca-Cola invented?
Coke was invented in 1886.
What else can we ask? Let me see if she can answer the question that Eddie posed. Let's see. Alexa, what was the only soda produced in America during World War II?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Nope, she don't know. I know you're wondering what she's not all knowing, I guess.
Okay, now here's what I got. Okay. Coca-Cola's German branch developed Fanta during World War II due to heavy embargoes that prevented the import of Coke syrup. Modern day Fanta evolved from from Fanta that was reintroduced to Italy in 1955. This Fanta was produced from local produce rather than food scraps. See more stories. Well, that didn't exactly answer my question.
Fanta is a whole nother story because Fanta is hugely popular outside the United States. It's not very popular here, but it is massively huge. When I went to Iraq, it's like all they drank was Fanta. Fanta, everything, every flavor of Fanta you could possibly think of. But here, it exists, but I wouldn't call it, the greatest soda. We don't buy it, but my goodness, that's all they drink. Apparently, that's what it seemed like. All right, let's see. Eddie Von, we got a question for Alexa here. Now, hold on, don't get ahead of me. All right, Alexa, who is the number one doctor?
While it's difficult to determine the best doctor in the world, some of the medical field's most influential people include Joseph Lister, Edward Jenner, and Marie Curie.
Ooh, Marie Curie. That's a good one. I'll go with that. Or were you looking for more of a Doctor Who answer? Because that's a whole other conversation.
Well, I can't find the definitive answer here, so that's weird. First of all, you'd think it'd just come right up. I looked up what was the only soda ever produced in America.
Wait. Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Produced in America around in World War II. Was that the question?
What was the only soda produced in America during World War II? That was the question. Milo Fire, to answer your question, who owns Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper owns Dr. Pepper. They are their own separate entity. Sorry. They do license their stuff, but the recipe and everything for Dr. Pepper is owned by Dr. Pepper. That's it. They are their own thing. That's that was what my research came up with. Sometimes a restaurant carrying Pepsi will have Dr. Pepper, and sometimes a restaurant carrying Coke will have Dr. Pepper. It's just its own thing. It's the most bizarre thing.
This is weird. I'm not getting anything for what I'm looking for.
Bill Gates isn't a doctor. He's not a doctor, is he?
What, Bill Gates?
Bill Gates, didn't he drop out of college?
No, he was just a philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
Now, maybe his father might have been, I guess, right? Let's look it up.
Bill Gates. Education.
Let's see here. Oh, why is it showing me just images? Stupid idiots. I guess I had it set to images. All right.
Bill Gates does not have a college degree. He enrolled at Harvard College in 1973 to study pre-law, but also studied mathematics and took a graduate-level computer science course. Gates left Harvard after 2 years, opting instead to start his own computer software company. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But was his father? I don't think his father was. But I know that his dad and Donald Trump's dad were friends. What? No, that's what I know right now.
Yeah, but why is that a piece of news whatsoever?
Well, it's because of the whole. I'll put it in private chat.
I mean, I get it because the word Trump makes headlines, so we can associate whoever we want with him to try to make a headline, but in reality, does it really mean anything?
You see, back in the day, Trump's dad and Bill Gates' dad worked on the original flu vaccine. So I think they're saying is like, because Trump and Bill Gates Jr., you know what I'm saying, worked on the whole vaccine for coronavirus. I can't say it on YouTube.
He works on the whole thing.
If I say it on YouTube and I'm not a doctor talking about it with all the facts and quotation marks, then I'll get the video will get shut down.
Yeah, Mildfire, everything. Everything nowadays. Everything is.
But I don't know where Eddie Von Keen got where he got his information from, because I can't find it any place. I've Googled it like 1,700 times here in the last 4 minutes. And
well, what you got to do is try to go the beat around the bush, right? Like try to find Coke. Let's try to find Pepsi advertising 1944. Try that.
Oh, yeah.
You could.
Hold on. Okay, so you're right. If I go, what did you say?
Try to find some Pepsi advertising from like 1944.
Pepsi?
Right? Because he said Coke was the only one that was making. Well, what would you think? Wouldn't Pepsi be making technically too? So if you can,
he said that
or Coke. Oh, right. So yeah, so you could say Coke advertising in 1945 or Pepsi advertising in 1945. Both should work. Or 44, which is during the war. Because if there is advertising in 1944, I would assume they're making it.
Okay, so we have here, let me share this shit before I go running my mouth and people don't believe me. And I get, you stupid idiot, I don't want no coupon. Get off of there. Ugh. Sorry guys, but I hate when it does that.
What?
1944 and 1951. To see, that's not really proof though, but oh, the hell with it. Let me just screen share it right quick. All right, let me go over here. And here's what I found out. Okay, here's what it says. What about Dan? What do you mean? Oh, Dad. I thought you said Dan. Pardon. All right, check it out. So here's what we have for that. They showed me an advertising billboard that they got from eBay. So it says vintage 1944 and 1951 Coca-Cola original advertising litho Coke cardboard card. They say that, but do you really trust just some random backwoods hillbilly that just posted something on eBay? I mean, not saying that everyone on eBay's backwoods hillbillies, but this looks like something that could be from 1945. But let me again. Let's see if there's a. Let's see here. Overthinking, glasses of ice cold Coke, minds meet and hearts are closer together. It's a happy custom that's spreading around the globe. By 1944, Coca-Cola became known as the global high sign. This ad campaign showed, but see, here's the thing. There could have still been advertisement for it, like here in America.
Yeah.
But it could have been produced overseas. See what I'm saying? Like he said, the only one still produced here in America.
Right. We're only because you can't find a direct answer, so you kind of have to.
Right.
Which is funny because if you can't find a direct answer, how can you say that it's not? But what I'm looking at now, and I hate to say it, is that. Dang it. I just got 56 years of stock information from Coca-Cola. But you know what 56 years of stock information is? That's only 1962.
Oh shit.
So I can't even get, but they've been publicly traded since 1918, I think it said. Something like that. Anyway, they could have been doing other things anyway during the war. Who knows?
American soldiers in England with Royal Air Force's flyers Coca-Cola in 1940. See, but again, it could be being produced
Outside the United States.
right. So that doesn't necessarily mean that. So anyway, I'm just going to call this one. I'm going to
questionable.
Questionable.
Well, we'll say questionable, not false, but I would say more information is needed on that claim. I'm such a Debbie Downer when it comes to information like that. Like I am so you'll learn I'm very which is why I don't even know why I'm on the show, because I'm very anti-conspiracy on a lot of things.
On some levels it really makes sense to have you as part of our team, because you can be the
devil's advocate.
Yeah, the devil's advocate guy to us and tell it, you got to have, like, you can't have everyone agreeing on one thing all the time, every time. You know what I mean?
No, you can't. When it comes to flat Earth, I'll be honest, I almost fell into the pit. I really did. I almost did, right? Because there were a couple questions where I go, I don't know. Oh my gosh, how do I not know? Right. Like, for instance, believe it or not, that vacuum question got me initially.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, well, vacuum, how is it not sucking the oxygen from our sky? And so I researched what a vacuum actually was. And it's not a sucker. That's only what we keep in our closets at home. That's not what a vacuum does. It doesn't suck. So anyway, but yeah, so I almost fell down that. That one caught me off guard big time, on that. And the whole, like, how come planes don't fly across the South Pole? Right? I mean, that would be the shortest distance. Why aren't there flights? And well, there are flights. I had to look that one up, but I watched a video and it's like, oh my goodness, they told me there are no flights. Well, there are. Not to mention a flight from if you think about it, if you go from South America, the tip of South America, to if you think of the way the flat Earth map is, and you take a flight from South America to South Africa, that would take freaking forever, but it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Well, because the Earth is it's a sphere. That's why.
Profile.
Here's the thing.
What do you got?
Well,
here's the thing.
the
thing.
Wait for it.
You know the thing.
Okay, so they're talking about in chat. They're talking about Scare Performance. We call him Dan because he's our friend. Yeah. So we call him Dan. So he had a doctor on his show the other night, and it's a doctor he's had on there before. And the doctor was talking about the coronavirus and the vaccine and, You know, the mask wearing, the whole bit, everything you're really not supposed to say on YouTube, but because he's a certified doctor, he's given the information the correct way, right?
Right.
So, but Dan thought that he got that video taken down, and they said that it was removed on his backup channel, the Book of Daniel, but it is still up on his main channel. So that's what I wanted to show. I went ahead and went over to YouTube. And for those of you that don't know, this guy, he's a cool guy. He's a certified doctor, and he's given sort of the truth to what. Well, you can see the thing there.
As a nurse, but I became a physician, and I was originally boarded in family medicine, and then later I was boarded in hospice and palliative care, and that was the specialty I've practiced since the last 30 years. And I've been in medicine for quite a long while. I'm not a young guy anymore, but I've been around the block too. And my background is of a clinical nature. I'm not a researcher. I approach things from the standpoint of having spent the whole career with people, treating people, either face-to-face or at home in their houses. And so I'm very much a person that we would call, in the vernacular, a clinician, not a administrator.
So basically,
outdoors, it really flows at times.
Here's what his position is on the whole mask thing. Dan asked him about the mask and about how Fauci kind of flip-flops back and forth.
Yeah.
Producing mucus with the virus.
And I just want to play that portion of it. And remember, YouTube, this is coming from
for the last year
a doctor.
Or so. Are these really helping us? When
he's talking about the mask. Are they really helping us? Are they causing us to not be able to breathe our own air, so forth, and whatnot? And he's asking the doctor this question. This isn't something that he's saying to be a fact, you know. He's asking him the question. So here it is.
Person of Dr. Fauci's, prestige say in the beginning that the masks are pointless, that wearing it only makes you feel better in a sense, and then turn right around a few months later and say, oh, no, everyone needs to be wearing them. In fact, not only that, we need to double mask. On top of that, we need to make, and in fact, they even talked about triple masking. So at some point, doctor, at what point do we get to the point where we're cutting off our air supply where it becomes unhealthy? Like, that's my first question. But I want to show you some other things. But what do you think about, just right off the top of your head, what is your first reaction to the mask wearing and that kind of thing in the public? Do you really think that's necessary?
I really like the answer he gives here, by the way.
Okay, let me explain something. Where did we start wearing masks? Well, we actually started wearing it in the surgical suites, right? You'd see all the doctors and nurses in their masks. That's not to keep the doctors and nurses protected from the patient. It's the other way around. A mask works to keep you from spreading germs through coughs or sneezes.
Right.
So what they're wearing the mask in the surgical suite is to prevent their bodies from giving infections to the patient who's vulnerably laying there on the table being cut open.
I understand.
Now, and the way we try to keep ourselves from getting something from the patient in that situation is wearing gloves. Okay. A barrier. Okay. Masks are a semi-permeable barrier. That means that they let things flow in and out. But if I cough or sneeze, somebody will be grossed out about this, but it's the snot or the mucus that comes with that the mask stop. And the viruses would be in that mask and they'd be caught in the mask. So I wear a mask, I will not be giving you as much chance to get an infection. However, when I breathe in and out, I'm not necessarily producing mucus with the virus in it. I'm just giving an aerosol with the virus in the air. And that goes readily through a mask. It isn't stopped by a mask.
Right.
When I first saw this on my tiny little phone, I thought that see that picture of Dr. Fauci?
You thought he had a clown nose.
Yes. The play button there makes it look like they put a clown nose on him.
I can see that.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
So if I'm talking about being in a room and somebody has a mask, and I have a mask, the only thing that really protects us is distance.
Right.
And that's where this 6 foot idea, if you're that far away, what they found out is the virus doesn't go that far in the air and it falls to the floor and dies. So if you get really close to somebody and really chummy, well, you break the 6 foot difference, then you're more likely to get exposed.
Okay.
So when Fauci first said this, he's like, if you're not sick, you don't need to wear a mask because you're not coughing and hawking up things and sneezing. So that's where that first one goes, you don't need to wear a mask. And then so many damn people got this disease that they're going, well, what can we do? Because we're not protecting them. So, okay, well, let's tell everybody to wear a mask and maybe we can prevent some of this from going back and forth. But of course, we want social distancing too. Now, so they do studies and they say, oh, social distancing works if you're 6 feet away in an environment of the study. Well, the study is done in a room that no air is flowing and people are standing 6 foot away, or they start at 2 and they go to 6, and they determine whether or not you're passing aerosol to each other. Well, the whole thing changes in the real world because the real world isn't a study, and so air does flow or doesn't flow, and you're outdoors, it really flows at times, and therefore all this 6 foot rule kind of goes away. And if you're outdoors sitting next to somebody and there's brisk wind, you could be a foot away and you aren't probably going to get anything from that person. So this is the kind of thing we're looking at when we talk about studies. Studies are controlled environments, controlled studies. They're not the real world.
Right.
Now, the last thing about the 3 masks. Okay, so can I stop a virus particle from going out of my body into somebody else through aerosol?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you think of the virus particle as a basketball, the hole that they're going through is like an 8 by 8 foot hole. Okay, so you can throw that ball through that hole all the time. But if I keep adding masks, eventually I cut that down to a 4 foot and then a 2 foot, and now you can see I might be able to prevent it from going through. So that's where all these masks came from. Unfortunately, you have to be a professional to put it on correctly because most people have air going in and out the sides.
Well, those silly people need to breathe, doctor. At some point.
Have you tried to do any exercise with a mask on? God, I got choked to death.
Well,
and that's just one.
And that's another thing. Okay, so all right, fine. So there might be a way to maybe stop, the spread of it by wearing a mask. Okay, I'll give you that. But at the same time, were we really supposed to wear masks 24/7? Like literally, like what they want us to do? People are wearing masks.
And this is the thing that cracks me up every time I see it. And I just love the way the doctor is like totally like, well, you have to hear it in the way, just the way he puts it.
Oh, I have so much to say. I'm staying quiet so we can finish watching this. I got so much to say.
Yeah, I'm only gonna play so much of it, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it. But yeah, this part coming up here is just it's great. It's great the way he dives into this.
In cars, people are wearing masks on motorcycles. They're
wearing masks out in the open, walking by themselves.
Exactly.
It's the nuttiest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, thank God.
So you didn't give the flowers the COVID? It's not you. That is the most wacky advice and the most you take. Hey, I'm scared, so I'm going to take it to the extreme and do. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And some people are very. If you tell me this is what I do, this is what I do. Okay. And I don't happen to be that kind of person. I always try to logic my way through things, but I understand.
Okay.
If you heard that this is the way it's supposed to be, that's what you do. It's the kind of person you are. I understand.
Let me ask you one other. I don't mean to stop you here, but I just want to ask you one thing. I always, I just started hearing this term this year. Actually, I think it was this year. But
that's pretty much all I wanted to
right.
share of that. And I'm afraid if I go any further, YouTube might take this as some kind of like I'm giving medical advice, even though that's an actual doctor they're talking.
I'll try to be I'll try to say stuff that in a way where it doesn't affect anything. But when it comes to the masks, he's absolutely I completely agree with him in most aspects. But it really comes with, like, for instance, people sneeze. Everyone sneezes. I sneeze even when I'm healthy. I sneeze.
Oh yeah.
So a sneeze can go 30 feet. But if you are wearing a mask, it really stops it pretty much dead. So that even if you have the virus, a mask will stop a sneeze from putting the virus all the way across the room, because it can go like 30 feet or something like that, if I recall. So a mask is, and what he said is yeah, it's not for you. A mask isn't for you, it's for everybody else. And when I was in the food industry, we had to wear masks when dealing with meat. Why? Because Listeria and E. coli that would come out of our nose onto the meat. So we wore a mask to protect the meat. That's what a mask is for. It's always been for that. I don't know why people think a mask is to protect them. It's not. Which is, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to think that. But one of the reasons why, if I recall, Dr. Fauci said don't do masks is because we don't know protocols to wear masks, and people wear them wrong. For instance, Eddie Von Kuhn said just now that when he's picking fruit, he puts his fingers under the masks and licks them so you can open the bags, which is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. But that's what people do.
Yeah.
You know, you're not supposed to touch your mask. If you touch your mask, you got to go wash your hands.
Right.
Like, that's in a food environment, you got to do that. A surgeon would never touch his mask once he's scrubbed up. Never. In fact, if he ever did, he would have to re-scrub in. You know, it's because that's dangerous. And the whole point is, yes, masks can be helpful, but if you don't know how to use one, you know, most people touch their face so often. When you put something that's an irritant on your face, you're going to touch it more.
Oh yeah.
Which is even worse. So that's why he initially said don't, and then you know, things change. I can see why he changed to say yes, so I understand it. But wearing masks on a motorcycle, when he mentioned that, I hope you are wearing a mask on a motorcycle. Everyone should be wearing a mask on a motorcycle, because if you're driving a motorcycle, the stuff goes right in your mouth. Everything goes right in your mouth. Right. So yeah, so people were wearing masks well before last year on motorcycles. I can tell you that. For like, they had face shields, all that stuff. And unless you're trying to be cool on a Harley Davidson, where you only get the little peanut shell on top of your head. But
right,
most people are wearing bandanas. They do it all the time.
Oh yeah,
on a motorcycle. But if you're wearing one in your car, or you know,
well, you're out jogging, when you're out jogging miles away from any other human being.
Yeah, that is a little on the ridiculous side. So, but as far as it blocking your airway or making you rebreathe in your air, that's nonsense talk. I can tell you right now, that is people just reaching for reasons not to wear a mask.
Well, I don't know, man.
Because do you know how much oxygen you breathe in versus how much oxygen you use? It's a crazy amount. You only use like something like 10% of the oxygen you breathe in, you actually use. So rebreathing that in.
I'm gonna cut you off just for 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, now I do, like, I go into Walmart or something like that. If I'm wearing it all throughout Walmart, I don't know if it's because I'm a smoker or if it's because it's a mental thing. It's on there and I feel like it's blocking my breathing or whatever. But I do feel like when I have that thing on for that long period of time, like I got to take it off. And then when I do, I like, I breathe. I do actually feel that. Now, again, that could be just me being a mental thing or whatever, but I do actually feel that. I feel like I can't breathe in those things. I really do. Well, again, like I said, it's probably just me, but you know, I have experienced that.
common sense plays a large part in this, right? And I'm not going to put that into the same sentence, but common sense plays a large part. The problem is we don't have any. Your normal average American does not have common sense. You guys know that. I mean, look at what some of these people believe nowadays. It's ridiculous. So yeah, common sense is not a common virtue. And so you have to do a black and white. You have to tell people black and white, because they're just, and it's sad to say that sometimes they are incapable. And to be completely honest, if it was up to me, I'm one of those, they just got to go. I mean, we got to get back to a certain level of survival of the fittest. We really do. And I hate to say it, and I don't mean like, the elderly or anything like that. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, intelligence wise, we are shooting ourselves in the foot right now.
But I got to tell you also is like, you're going through the story wearing the mask. You're touching food, like you're picking out food and you're touching that food. You're putting that food in your cart. And I'm going to be honest, most people are not going to wipe down their food. What the heck are you going to wipe it down with, especially if it's like fresh vegetables? I mean, I see a lot of people, they get their...
How many people lie about washing their apples when they get
them? Yeah. That's the other thing. Like I see people pick up their apples and just eat them right from the market without even washing them with just water. You know what I'm saying? Like just normally. But you think about how many people have touched that food and put it back, and like Eddie Von Keen said, there might have been people lick their fingers before they opened the bags, and then you're touching the bags. And then like also, I tell my kid this all the time. She picks up a toy and like, I don't know, like a piano or something like that. I'm like, now, there's probably been a lot of 3 or 4-year-olds that's had their hands in their mouths and been touching that keyboard or whatever it is. I said, or whatever toy it is. I'm like, they probably done that. And it's also like, I tell her, don't put any like, horns or anything that you put in your mouth or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that for sure about, but it is. And you don't know. Like I've seen guys take a piss and then like just walk right out of the bathroom, I mean, it's like they're touching their dirty dicks and not even washing their hands. Like,
I mean, well, the fact of the matter is that it's
touching everything.
This is not unlike the flu. The problem is that we just have no immune system for it, right? Which is what makes it. That's what makes it an epidemic. Is that we have no antibodies for it, right? But don't think this is ever going away. It's going to change. It's going to be the flu.
This will be you're right.
We're going to have, every year you're going to have a flu shot and you're going to have a COVID shot. That's what you're going to do. It's because it'll change. That's what it's designed to do. It's how it survives. This is the future but when it comes to like us, I mean, well, for at least for me right now is, it doesn't matter whether I get it. I think the chance of getting seriously injured for a healthy person is like so tiny. You just get the flu. It's just the flu. Like, I mean, it's bad flu because you have no antibodies for it. But that's what it is, and that's what it's going to be. That's my prediction is what it's going to end up turning into. So we're really, as far as kids not going to school and stuff like that. I mean, heck, that's where 90% of our healthy bacteria comes from is kids, like you mentioned, touching the food. Because before all this, it was bad to Lysol everything. You need positive, bad bacteria.
Oh, and then when you think about
immune system.
And then when you think about like the buffets, like I used to go to a lot of buffets, and you think about every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's touched those tongs before you. Like I said, again, they touch their thingamajiggies, and not wash their hands, or they might even poop and not wash their hands. I mean, that's disgusting. So think about how many dirty hands have been touching those tongs before you go down the buffet line and touch those tongs. So my point is, we have built up immune systems for almost everything else on the planet, and this is just a new thing. It's just a new thing that's come along, and just like everything else, there was a time when the flu was new. There was a time when the common cold was new, and then, by the way, there's no cure for the common cold. That hasn't gone away, and it never will.
And it never will. The one thing I always try to remember when it comes to different conspiracy theories and everything is I'm always reminded of a 1908-ish, right around that time, I think it was, and it's polio back in the day. Did you know that it was assumed that polio was caused by ice cream? That for some reason people thought polio or ice cream caused polio, and there was this huge like anti-ice cream thing that went on, because what happened was, whenever ice cream came out, the ice cream trucks that went down the street or whatever, all of a sudden cases of polio rose. And that was correlation, not causation. Right. Well, I'm remembering history, motherfucker. This is just history, right? Where people thought this, when it ended up not being true at all, of course, not at all, obviously. It was when the temperature went up, that's when cases of polio went up. Well, when temperature goes up, the ice cream trucks come out as well. And so they correlated the ice cream trucks with the cases of polio. And they had nothing to do with each other. Nothing. But it was common knowledge. There was a huge thing against it, and that's what we have to worry about when it comes to seeing videos where you go, this could be this, and no, you're welcome to bust my chops all the time, but that's what you always got to question it, because correlation is not causation, and this is the same thing that I'm actually currently fighting. I fight with my wife on is I have no problems with vaccinations, but my wife is an anti-vaxxer, so my kids are not vaccinated. But she controls all that. But she believes the vaccinations cause autism, which is, I mean, I don't know how many more times we can disprove that, but boom, you get Jenny McCarthy on the line, and that's all she wrote. Like, so yeah, so we got to worry about that kind of stuff, and that's always the same thing. Just because you can't understand it doesn't mean that you find some sort of understanding yourself. I mean, that's, for instance, I'm religious. I'm a Christian, right? I do not believe the world is 6,000 years old. That's ridiculous. I mean, it just is. There is no other than the Bible. Nothing correlates to that whatsoever, right? And even that is a little on the touchy side, because you're using someone else's data for it. When you look, it's funny how people think the world is only 6,000 years old, and they think the world is flat. But they think the world is flat because that's what they see, right? That's what they see. That's what it looks like. But then when it comes to the age of the world, what they see, they just ignore. It's I don't understand that. Why with one thing, what you see is what you get, but with another, you ignore what you see. How do people do that?
Well, they just some people are just able to turn blinders on, just turn it like,
Well, that's the whole, when you fall into one conspiracy theory, you tend to fall into all of them. You tend to fall into all of them. Like there was a study, and I could go through all these. We go into QAnon, where they think that the blood of the young, people are injecting themselves with blood from babies or whatever. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. There is a study out there that takes certain parts of blood and it reconstitutes it. Right? It goes through this huge whole process, and it is healthy for people who are older. That is fact. But that's not literally taking a needle to a child, pulling their blood out and injecting it into you. That's not going to do anything except get you sick. That is the most unhealthiest thing in the whole world. It's ridiculous that anyone would think that. But we live in such a black and white world where it's got to be one way or the other. It's got to be you have to be a good guy, or you have to be a bad guy. Like, for instance, Biden. I'm not a Biden fan. Heck, I think he's somewhat senile. Is he incapable of doing good? No, he's not incapable of it. I'm sure one or two things that I'm not going to talk about them, but I'm sure one or two things he does is kind of cool, but just overall, I don't like where he has the world heading. But that doesn't mean he is incapable of doing good. I don't believe that.
Only thing I know is like a year ago, gas was like $2.30, and now it's $3.99, and it takes more than 25 goddamn dollars to fill my tank, and that's where I sit with that. That's the only place I sit with that,
and that's market fear.
Huh?
That's market fear because of Biden. It is because of Biden, but it's not like he went to the gas companies and said, raise your price.
Well, no.
It's just the market goes into fear that something's going to happen.
In which, I don't know if you've been following the story or not, but Ukraine and what's his name, and
Crimea and Putin and stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. They're at heads right now. They're starting to like butt heads, and Putin is like, if you step 1 foot over this line, I'm gonna kick your ass. And then Ukraine's like, well, we don't have the technology nor the weapons to fight these guys, and they're over here kicking our ass. And me and Saji was talking about this the other day, like I'm like, Saji, there's going to be 1 or 2 things come out of this. I go, I don't know necessarily if we're going to go into World War III with this, but I think actually secretly, or maybe not even secretly, but unsecretly, and we already did this kind of back in the 80s with when Russia was having that whole problem with what's that lesser country? Not Iran, not Iraq. Kuwait or something like that. I forget what it was, a Middle Eastern country. And we were supplying them with Stinger missiles, but it was in secret. And so I think I told Saji I think that's what's going to happen. Like, we're going to help them. We're going to arm them in a way that's going to go kind of under the radar that no one's going to see.
So that's the whole Contra thing.
Yeah.
Remember that video game back in the day?
Oh, I love Contra.
Yeah,
It was so fun, man. That was a fun game.
The actual thing that's based off of is us providing, under the table weapons to people.
Yeah. But I do see that happening. I mean, I do see us doing that. But I also told him this. I said, Biden's not smart enough of a president to really pull that off. It would have to be someone who's under him that's like Afghanistan. Thank you, Mr. Von Keen. It was Afghanistan we were supplying Stinger missiles to. That was like back in the 80s. But it would have to be someone in his cabinet that's not him, that knows about it, that he knows about it, but doesn't know about it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. And going to Eddie, man, you are just rapid firing these questions here. Yeah, I do believe, just like Milo Fire said, I do believe flat earthers do believe in affirmant, which is, again, it's bizarre because it's something you can't see. But yes, I do. They do believe that gun ammo is hard to find on the shelves. It's because everyone's buying it. Everyone took their everyone took their stimulus money and bought gun ammo. And I don't mean like everyone, but there are articles on people that literally doing that. I don't know.
Well, I smartly and wisely invested my money into a brand new Castle Grayskull. Yeah. Something that I could get a lot of enjoyment out of and share my enjoyment with the public. So, yeah, that's great, man.
I have a wife. I don't get any money. not even the money that I make.
Oh wow.
It all goes to her.
I do too, but we have two separate bank accounts.
Nope.
So.
No, she gets it all. I have a computer. I get a few little tidbits that I use on a daily basis, and that's it. Everything else is hers. She has it all.
No, man, we I guess I'm lucky in that sense. Is like I get two separate bank accounts. We split checks when we go out to eat. We aren't we're like we're a couple, but we're not a couple. If that makes any sense.
No, it does, and I think a lot of people do that. For us, my family tends to be a little more, for lack of a better term, tends to be a little nuclear, where I work, and my wife stays home. So we tend to go that route. So there is only one income, and it's all hers.
That's not true, Eddie Viking. If you put in the code up, down, left, right, select, start, you got 100 free lives in Contra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the BA. Oh, I can't believe I forgot the BA. Yeah. Oh, man, yeah. It's funny how we remember that code like to the exact.
Oh, good God.
It's been almost 20 years ago.
And you remember how many times you had to put it in the first time to get it right?
Yeah. I remember being at school and during lunchtime, like some kid, like this is way before internet, is like you had to get all your information on the playground, is where we spent most of our days. You know? And, yeah, I write it down on a piece of paper at lunchtime and be like, all right, cool, man. You know, and then you go home and you try it out, and at first you thought it was bullshit, and then you're like, man, this is bullshit. But then you did it a couple times, you're like, oh man, and they make that noise, bleep, bleep, you know.
I also, you know, while we got this platform, I just thought of another one. Right, here's an unpopular thing, right? When it comes to conspiracies, but this one's really not that much of a conspiracy. I mean, it is, but it's not. Is aliens, right? I'd like to take the common sense approach to aliens, right? And we have sci-fi, and there are some things that sci-fi they don't do. For instance, faster than speed of light travel. We see that all the time. That's like what, warp 2.3 or something like that, is the speed of light. So space is large. It's huge. It's massive. It's incomprehensible to our own human brains for the most part. We don't even like to think about it. But between stars, there's so much space. And so from galaxy to galaxy, or from one side of the galaxy to the other, is so massive. So the idea is that for aliens to visit us, right, that you get so many things. One is they're so far away. So anything that they send is going to take forever, even if they're traveling 99.2% of the speed of light. That it's still taking possibly millions of years for them to get here.
We send that first signal, like back in the 70s.
Yeah, it hasn't gone very far. I think if I recall, it hasn't even reached the first star yet. Yeah. So maybe I don't forget, but it's not that far. But two is, let's say, imagine this. Imagine we found another M-class planet, right? What would we do? Well, we're basically doing it with Mars right now.
Try to colonize it.
Well, we're sending drones.
Oh, okay.
And we
ahead. I'm sorry.
We could send people, but we're really sending drones. So when it comes to aliens coming here, I don't see any reason why they would come here specifically.
No, because we're populated.
Well, sure, I would totally want to study it, but not. We wouldn't send, because I mean it takes so long. You wouldn't send. You would send robots. You would send things that one could probably, take the speed that it's going as. but you would send some sort of drone, right? And so when I think of aliens around here, do I think aliens visiting us? There's a high possibility. I wouldn't put it against, saying that I mean, we're so old, or the Earth is actually so young compared to the rest of the universe, the rest of the galaxy, that there's a possibility of a more advanced life form, and they could be visiting us. But I don't think they're sending themselves. That's kind of, honestly, it's so far-fetched to me.
That's a
But-
great skull.
But they're probably sending drones. So I think when we see aliens, when we see these alien things, I believe that they could be aliens. I won't say they are, but they could be. But even if they are, I don't think it's like we're going to capture an alien.
How to serve men. That's a Simpsons reference. I love that.
Michael Fontaine Voyager happened. I mean, we could get into that. That's very sci-fi right now. Wormholes and going through wormholes, because
Yeah.
I mean, that the other thing is like black holes. You ever hear of a scientist describe a black hole? We think it's like some break. It's not a break. I don't know why everyone keeps thinking, "Whoa, my goodness, there's an unlimited amount of mass."
I
in
heard
there." It's
Sadie
like,
describe a black hole, but he said that after they were done, she stole his wallet. So,
oh, good golly. Well, black holes have mass. We just can't measure it.
yes,
And
they do. Never
it's a
mind.
lot.
I won't make that joke.
They have enough mass. To make a black hole, you just need enough mass to.
Oh, you said mass.
Yes.
not ass. Okay.
Yes.
Go-
To have a black hole, you just need enough mass to stop light from traveling outward. You just have to be dense enough to stop light from traveling outward. That
Well, I'm
creates a black
definitely
hole.
dense. I'm dense. Oh yeah.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be unlimited amounts of mass, and they will always try to describe it like some unlimited amount, because they'll use words like singularity. You know what singularity means? It means past that we don't know. That's all it means. It's literally a word for we don't know. That's all it means. But it's, in this case, it's only we don't know because we can't see beyond it. But it's obviously there. It doesn't break. I don't think it breaks anything.
Speaking of breaking things,
Go ahead.
I don't mean to. You probably had a lot more to say on that, didn't you?
No. I'm just rambling now.
Well, no, I think we're 2 hours and 12 minutes in. I thought it would be nice to share with the audience, if they haven't seen it already, Mandela Family. Wait, no. Mandela Affected Family, Season 5, Episode 6.
Oh, I saw this, guys. This is hilarious.
I think that those who haven't seen it would appreciate it. Wouldn't you agree?
Watch for me.
Yes.
I'm in it.
Keith's dad has a very special appearance in this episode.
Can I point out something? One thing I've always wanted to notice, I've always wanted to mention, and I find it truly odd, right? Is why can He-Man not stand straight up? Like, why is his legs so deformed that they're constantly at a 90-degree angle? All right, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Go for it.
I believe I mentioned that in one of the episodes.
Did you?
Yes, I addressed it. I think it was episode 4 or 3. One of those. I mentioned that, and then you say, Saji goes, well, I don't have that problem because my legs are made of, they have like steel pins in them. And then you were like, well, my legs have plastic, they're made of plastic. My legs are made out of hard plastic. And then you did that laugh that you usually do, and then but no, I was like, oh, mine are made of 30-year-old rubber.
Oh, that's another thing. That's another thing I want to see, that because this is hard for me to gauge. But if anyone in the comments section can help out, is Hebreo's been doing his best to imitate my laugh. And it plays into this episode a couple of times. He does my laugh a couple of times, and I can't tell if he's getting close or not. So pay attention, guys, and tell me if Hebrew is getting close on the laugh, he's got it down, or he needs a little bit more work.
Hey, that's a pretty good thing for these guys. And the name of this episode, as you see there on your screen, is called Home Fries. Now, this has two different meanings. Home fries, because it's not just meaning fries, but well, you'll see. You'll see. I think you guys, our audience is smart enough. They'll catch on. They'll catch on. They'll know what the double meaning is.
Yes. And I'm going to step away for 2 minutes, but I will be right back.
Oh, should I wait or?
No. I've seen this. I've watched this already.
All right. Here we go. Well, I didn't know if you want to comment as we're watching it, you know.
I will, but not for the first 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I'll still be listening to it. I'll just be in the other room making cigarettes.
All right. I got you. All right. Well, here we go. Here's the latest Mandela Affected Family, Season 5, Episode 6, Home Fries. Wait. How am I sharing this? Let's see. Let's share it bigger screen than that. Let's do it some justice here. There we go. All right.
I don't know why we can't just travel in the van. We can't get to Castle Grayskull in the van. You know this, Edgy. Well, I just want to know how come you want to live in Castle Grayskull. Just seems like the right thing to do. Well, there it is, right there. Oh, yes. Good old Castle Grayskull. Majestic and breathtaking. Well, I don't know about the breathtaking part. Doesn't the sorceress live there? I mean, Jennifer Richardson? Jennifer Richardson is no longer the sorceress in this dimension. Remember, it's called Castle Grayskull, not the Mandela family castle. Okay, if you say so, Hebrew. Let's just stick my sword in here. That's what she said. Oh, very funny, Sanji. Boy, the woods sure loud today. All right, I got my sword in here. Wait a minute, I'm having a little bit of there we go. All right. Yahoo, y'all. You coming inside, Sanji? Yeah, sure. Why not? All right, I'm on the drawbridge here. I know what usually happens, but I'm sure that's not the case today. Good old Castle Grayskull. Yeah, they need to consider putting some lights down here at the bottom, like when you enter. I mean, it's light on top for some reason, but no lights down here at the bottom. Sanji, do you have breakfast? Well, I mean, I don't have breakfast per se, but I do have brunch. I mean, sometimes, occasionally, yes, I do make eggs. Like I'll make eggs and sausage, or I'll like make an omelet, or, you know, I might make some eggs with fried potatoes and sausage. And, you know, occasionally I might have that bowl of Cocoa Puffs or, you know, Cocoa Pebbles even. But I don't have breakfast normally. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, he just listed everything you could possibly have for breakfast ever.
Well, the reason why I asked is because I don't hardly have breakfast. But when I do have breakfast, I have like 4 eggs. Well, there's 2 ways you can get upstairs. We can either take the elevator, which I've seen has been kind of detrimental to our health, or we can take the ladder, which it seems like it leads straight to the sorceress. Like you go up there, you're just gonna bump into her. Let me demonstrate. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna take this ladder up. Dum-de-dee, whoop, dum-de-doo. Well, hi there, sorceress. I'm right. See, I'm right See where my head's lined up, Hebrew? This is really awkward. This is at the top, very top of the ladder. So now I got to turn over this way and crawl, and then stand on this spot right here. Hi, sorceress. Oh, well, hello there, hold on. Well, hello there, Saji. How are you today? Wow, you turned it. I didn't fall through that trap door. Yes, indeed, Saji. The entrances and whatchamadoodles of Castle Grayskull are very profound indeed. Ah, whoa, my legs are caught. Oh, this dang elevator. See, Hebrew, that elevator never works right.
Nothing is working.
I'm up here anyway. Ugh. I can't believe I'm going to live here forever. Yeah, considering there's no beds in here, and I don't even know if there's a toilet in here. Sorceress, is there a toilet in here? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is, Saji. There's one downstairs onto the left, all the way to the sub-basement. There's a sub-basement? And what about a bed? Where would Hebrew sleep, per se? There is a bed, but that's a very hard one. It's where that sticker is with all the monsters are. I don't want to sleep on that sticker with all the monsters. Well, either that or you could sleep on the elevator crate. Oh, great. Sounds like you're going to have a tough life here, Hebrew. Well, good luck. I'll see you next week sometime. Oh, Sergi, are you going to do Shifty Sunday with me? Oh, yeah, definitely, man. You know, we'll do it about, 9:30 my time? Sergi, it's the same time every week. Come on, man. Oh, yeah, right.
He always asks me every time we're going to do a show, what time are we going to do the show? As though we haven't done this show for almost 3 years now.
9:30. Make it 9:30 my time.
Right, 9:30 your time. Oh boy, I kill me, man. Glad you're back, by the way.
Oh yeah, I've been back. I've been chit-chatting a few things.
All right.
Everything's breaking. Nothing is working in this castle.
Yeah.
You getting stuck on that elevator. Watching this the second time is definitely funnier. Because knowing that you're going to get stuck in the elevator is just hilarious. Knowing he's climbing the ladder and the sorceress is like right there. He's just got his head right there.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Why couldn't they design this better?
Also, the trap door, I mean, you're not hiding anything. It looks like a trap door. It literally looks like a door sitting on the floor. Like
right.
Like the only thing it could be more conspicuous is if there was a sign on the floor that said trap door with an arrow pointing to it.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah. They're not getting by with anything on that one.
If it was my Castle Grayskull, that's a sticker I would not have put on. It just
Well,
it just looks like it looks like a trap door is what it looks like.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, man. All right, I'm going down this ladder. There we go. And see, it kind of moves on you, Hebrew. Well, good luck, Hebrew, and sorceress.
Oh.
Good to see you, babe. All right.
See, there's that latch.
Heck out of it. Oh, man, how do I open this door? Bro, help your friend Saji. All right. Oh. Okay.
Every time.
Let's see if we can get this door open together. Well, dang, it ain't opening. I know. You have to open
I
it
wonder
for me.
if you could slide that latch. I bet you can. I mean,
Credit card it.
yeah, credit card it. How did they design this thing where you can't open it from the inside, though? That's just weird.
The outside with the sword? What is the deal here?
Here you go, Saji.
Hey, cool. See you next week, bro.
Yep. See you next week. Right, I'll take the elevator up, please.
Here it comes.
Uh-oh. Well, that's as far as that goes. Sorceress, is there anything you'd like me to do right now?
Here we go.
Yes, bro. Man the gun. Okay, wait, how am I going to get up there? Use the ladder.
Like there's little square pegs here, like here and here. I wonder if I stuck the ladder, but the throne's in the way though. So how are you going to stick the ladder up there is my question.
I don't know.
Man, who the heck designed this thing? Like Forrest Gump?
I mean, not to mention, this is a castle. A castle. And you're having to climb a ladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, you can see him better here. It looks like a ladder would definitely go up there, but
wait, no, don't people's feet get put in there? Isn't there something for people's feet?
Well, there's a foot peg here.
Oh.
That's there though, and there's these back here. I'll have to take a better look at it because it looks like this is the exact space where you would stick the, I don't know, maybe that's too far space though. I don't know. I have to take a better look at it.
The ladder
No,
doesn't go up
no,
that
it
way.
won't. It wouldn't.
Then jump.
No, it wouldn't.
Crap. All right. All right, let me try that again. All right, one more time. All right, just once more. Oh God!
Keep sliding
All right,
back
maybe
off.
if I put my arms out like such and grab onto it. Okay, here we go. Running start. Oh God!
I think I almost had him.
1 hour later.
Okay.
That's me, by the way. Does that voice?
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's really good.
1 hour later.
See?
I actually thought it was the pirate.
Yeah, no, that was me.
All right, here we go.
You'll get it next time.
Oh God!
And you knocked the sorceress over.
She was better suited at monitoring the computer.
Oh.
How's he get back up?
I suppose you're right. Yes, this is much easier. I'm going to do this all day until nighttime.
Very well then. I am going to the grocery store. I will see you later.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Can you bring me back some Funyuns and maybe some fiery
It
red,
sounds like
cheetah?
sounds like something a stoner would ask for.
Right? I mean, he kind of looks like he's there.
Yeah, he does. Look at that expression. I just got to paint the little red marks around the eyes.
You mean flaming hot Cheetos?
Yes.
I will see what I can do, He-Bro. Sheesh. I wish the real He-Man was here.
That thing, whatever it was.
It just occurred to me. This is where the sorcerer lives?
Yeah.
And she got wings.
Yep.
No wonder why there's no stairs. She just flies to everything. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Problem solved.
Monitoring this computer. Said,
okay, there it is.
There it is.
There's the laugh. Oh man.
I see now. I can't laugh because if I laugh now, I don't know if I'd be able to fake it or not. Like, no, go for it.
I figure we go visit He-Bro. I really don't want to do that, Saji. Huh? I mean, what do you mean you don't want to do that? What do you mean? What do I mean? Why I don't want to do that? Well, what do you mean? What do I mean? What do you mean I don't want to do that? Well, what do you mean? What? I'll forget about it. Listen, Saji, okay? That castle's really creepy, and it really freaks me out, man. I'd rather go to the Minecraft castle, to be honest with you. The one that I made on my channel.
Which has stairs, by the way.
Do what now?
Which has stairs in it.
Oh, yeah. You would have been a better designer on that toy than the actual toy designers.
That one. Let's just go to my house and make some burgers on my new grill. Okay. Saji, I'm telling you, this is going to be good. I make the best.
Is Saji carrying me?
That's what it appears that way, but I'm trying to make it look like you guys are walking together. But
Okay.
yeah, it does. It does look like he's carrying you, doesn't it? Oh my gosh.
Then I put like garlic and onions on them. You know what? I think I'm going to go visit Hebrew. Well, what do you mean you're going to go visit Hebrew? We're going to go eat some burgers off of my new grill and play some laser tag and watch the Deep Space Nine on Blu-ray. You don't watch Deep Space Nine on Blu-ray. You watch it on Amazon Prime. I know.
No.
By the way, it sounds like some straight up 90s shit that you would have done like back in the day, except for the Blu-ray part.
Oh, I mean,
Play
I
some
do.
laser tag and
Well, I have laser guns in the house for the kids, and
Oh,
oh yeah, we play
Oh,
laser
man.
tag.
there you go.
Oh yeah, all this is full truth. This is 100%. That's why everyone comes to my house.
There
No,
you
I'm
go.
joking. No one comes to my house.
Well, that's why we come to your house on here.
Oh right.
I just feel like saying that because it seems like something Hebrew would say. Oh, yeah, because he doesn't have Amazon Prime. Exactly. Well, if you want to go visit Hebrew, good luck, man. What do you mean, good luck? Look, I have no time to start that argument again. Wait a minute, Keith's dad. Come back here. No way, man. I'm out. I made my decision. Saji, let me ask you a
Oh,
question.
here we go.
It's a very important question, so listen up real closely. Okay. Do you want me to throw, an axe, yeah, through, yeah, your chest? No, that would suck.
Why would you ever choose to hang out with somebody who threatens to throw an axe through your chest? Just
because you say it so like just I don't know, friendly. It never really comes off as like a real threat.
no, it never does.
To throw, yeah. An axe. Oh man, that's some good stuff right there.
I'm going home. Unless you want to join me for burgers and coffee and laser tag in Deep Space Nine. Do you? I mean, that sounds really good and everything, but I kind of promised Hebrew I would come back in a week, and it's been a week, so.
Come on. Where's the closer?
Don't say I didn't warn you. My burgers are really, really good. Oh, man, I could really go for some food right now. But no. I promised Hebrew I would go visit him. Did I mention I make my own homemade crinkle-cut fries? Homemade crinkle-cut fries? I'm there, dude.
Oh, that's not a good shot. That was the closer. And then Saji, the real Saji, comes back in the comment section and goes, "Why didn't Keith's dad just lead with that?" Well, you could have led with that, but that wouldn't have made for a very good episode, though. You had to tell him all that other stuff first, you know.
Homemade crinkle cut fries.
Well, crinkle cut. I actually do have a crinkle cut knife.
Ooh.
Yeah, it actually does make crinkle cut. So
I buy the frozen.
Yeah.
But my burgers are still good.
Yeah. So, well, hey, there you have it, folks. And I gotta say, I'd like to thank Keith's dad for coming on here, and we had such a good program, I think, in my opinion.
Yay.
So
I did too. I had a lot of fun. I was able to get a lot off my chest.
Oh, I can tell.
Yeah. Not having an ex, thrown through it.
Yeah, exactly. Through it. Like they like your Fu Manchu mustache, by the way.
I'll tell you what, the character's growing on me. But I mean, I don't know if I could ever get rid of the red robe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, at some point I am gonna have to incorporate that into
just get a red and black marker. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm joking.
But no, I guess you can do Saji's part since he's not here. Give your final thoughts.
All right. Well, now I'm yawning. Now that you said we're going.
You're ready.
All right. Look, it's great to be an individual, but there is reason to conform to certain areas of life. Just because everyone believes in a fact doesn't mean to be an individual. It means you don't believe in it. So make sure when someone comes up to you with something ridiculous and silly, you don't just go, "Yeah, okay." There, that's it. That's my final thoughts.
And some good final thoughts they were, man. I got to tell you. So, with that being said, here's my final thoughts. Okay, so we got Milo Fire, Michael Fontaine. I'm going to tell you something straight up. I'm going to say his name as though I get trapped inside Castle Grayskull with no way out because it doesn't open from the inside. And then Michael Fontaine's the only one outside, but he doesn't have the sword. All right, here we go. Oh, dang, this door is stuck. I can't get out of here. What the heck? Why did they design this castle this way? What's that noise out there? I hear. Oh my gosh, I hear noise. Who's out there? Wait, let me go check the window. Ugh, I got to jump up there. Ugh. Okay, I'm almost there. Ugh, I can't quite. Wait, is that Michael Fontaine? Hey, Michael Fontaine! Let me out of here. You have to insert your sword through the hole. That's what she said. But seriously though, do you have a sword on you, Michael Fontaine? Please, I need to get out of here. The sticker monsters are starting to get me, Michael Fontaine. Please, Michael Fontaine, you're my only hope. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it like he's a Sunny D commercial.
Okay.
All right. What do we got here? OJ, purple stuff, soda. Look, Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine. We're gonna drink Michael Fontaine.
Use your imagination.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I'm not having a Michael Fontaine slurry at this time. No, thank you.
No, Mildfire. That's like that. That is
Purple
straight
stuff.
out of the Sunny D commercial. Purple stuff.
It's always the same amount, and it's always arranged in the same way.
Yes, that is what they say. That's not even a joke.
Right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna steal your thing, but I'm gonna turn it to a different thing. I'm gonna pretend like the chat is all the other drink options, and then Michael Fontaine is Sunny D at the end. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. We got the Milo Fire, Eddie Von Keen. No, push him over the side. Let's see. What else is in here? Oh, got some purple stuff. We got Keith's dad. Oh, no. Push him to the side too. Oh, let's see here. What else we got in here? Got Connie Joe. Push her over here. Okay. What else is in this fridge? Oh, I guess that's. Oh, wait, there's Michael Fontaine. Yeah, we're drinking some Michael Fontaine, baby. All right. There's that. I think we've run that one into the ground.
Well, I got one more.
One more. Okay, one more.
All right. I'm gonna say it. Like I'm doing research for a paper that I'm working on. Alexa, who is Michael Fontaine? She didn't say anything. Wait, hold on. Let's try this again.
Okay.
I don't know if that was even funnier. Alexa, who is Michael Fontaine?
Michael Fontaine is a notable person who is known for The Wolf of Wall Street, The Irishman, The Place Beyond the Pines, and True Detective.
Oh, there you go.
Huh, really? Wow.
There you go.
Michael Fontaine. I didn't know you were an actor.
Did you know who you were, Michael Fontaine? Because because Alexa just told us all.
Yeah. What is up, dude? We got a celebrity in here, apparently. Oh my goodness. Oh man. That's great. That's Milo Fire just for the taste of it. Michael Fontaine.
just for fun. Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Alexa, who is Milo Fire?
In Milo, North Dakota, there are currently no active wildfires.
if that's all right, no active wildfires in Milo, North Dakota.
Oh man, that's great.
Wait, why is Alexa keeping track of wildfires in Milo, North Dakota?
Oh, that is the question, isn't it? What's going on there?
What is there something we need to know about that place?
Okay, I got one.
All right.
Ask her what a Saggy is.
Just a Saggy, or do you want me to say?
Yeah, just a Saggy.
Alexa, what is a Saggy?
The adjective saggy is usually defined as sagging or tending to an act or instance of
saggy. She corrected you.
She corrected me. She's like, "You moron! This is what you're really trying to ask."
Well, I guess try sagittarically speaking.
Alexa, who is sagittarically speaking?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Buzzle.com, Sagittarius, the archer, is the symbol of the zodiac sign of the same name.
Yeah, we know.
It is represented by a centaur holding a bow.
All right. Alexa, stop.
Okay. Well, we tried. Oh. All right. I wonder if my name would come up. Like, I know He-Man. He-Man would come up, but what about He-Bro? Have we ever tried that before?
Alexa, who is Hebrew from Eternia?
I don't know that.
Alexa, who is Hebrew?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
No,
Oh, I'm unknown. Okay.
Alexa, who is Hebrew 77?
Blank 77 is an American punk rock band active from 1990 to 2001, and again from 2004 onward.
Oh, good time.
Oh boy.
Wait.
So apparently I'm an American punk rock band.
Alexa, who is Keith's dad?
Keith's dad the person and Keith's dad the musical act.
Okay.
Alexa, what's my name?
Keith's dad is speaking. This is Keith's account.
Oh man, that's just hilarious. All right. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Shifty Sunday. Yes, believe it or not, we are past a Shifty Sunday. So, with all that being said, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. And we're going to go out the same way we came in. I'm going to play a little special message from the boss of Silverhawks. Now, his voice has gotten a little deeper now, so you're going to have to really buckle down and try to understand what he's saying. Good luck with that. And from everyone here at Shifty Sunday, this has been Hebrew77 along with Keith's dad. And we're keeping Sagittariusly speaking in our thoughts. We'll see you guys on Taco Tuesday. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right, now I just got to get it to stop sharing that. Start sharing this. Share the screen. Oh, wait, no. I can't do that yet. Hold on.
Hebrew.
Who, me?
How would you like an axe through your chest?
No, man, that would
suck. All right, I just had to say it. It felt good.
Oh, that's great, though. I like that. We need to make that our new thing.
That's been a nice show,
But here is seriously though, folks. Here is the new message from the boss of Silverhawks. I'm really gonna have to find out that guy's real name. You know. But here he is. A special message. Yes, sir. All right. Am I sharing? Okay, cool. That's all right.
That's been a nice show, but gosh dang, I sure wish Saggy was here. Keith's dad's a good replacement for him, but is he going to replace him forever? I don't know. Only time will tell. Well, you people have a nice day in there. I gotta go shimmy my floors. Silverhawks! Away! Wait. Silverhawks? What are you guys doing? Oh yeah, that's right. They're all in the hospital for coronavirus. Oh well.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Thank you. Oh God. Good night, everybody. Wait, where's my closing? do. Oh my gosh. That's crazy if you know what I mean. All right. Good night, everybody. Do. I'm gonna start using that for everything. Oh my gosh. Ah. However,